couple of NBA players are enraged at their ratings for the upcoming NBA 2K24. Do you ever wonder what real-life players think about their video game ratings? Watch until the end for the craziest 2K drama. 2K loves stirring up drama. You just know that 2K is all too happy to profit off the drama of NBA players. Just watch this trailer for the game where Jordan Poole calls for an ISO against Draymond Green. You know, the guy who punched him in the face a year ago? Then Poole raised up for a three in Draymond's grill and sunk it. Poole's definitely gonna try that against Draymond when Poole's Wizards play the Warriors in December, right? How do you think that will go? 2K knows that players pay attention to their ratings, and they know that it's gonna cause some drama. Who's happy with their ratings? The official ratings for the game, which is set to come out in early September, have recently been released. This is the time when all hoop fans can hop online and argue about the one definitive number that ranks their favorite players. Nikola Jokic is obviously at the top spot with a 98 after his insane playoff run last year, but we can probably guess his reaction.
It's just a stat.
Some players are hyped about their ratings, while some players just think it's meaningless fun. Others take it very, very seriously. Just wait until you hear what Jokic's sidekick thought about his rating. Jamal Murray got stiffed. Right next to Jokic and hoisting the Nuggets' first ever NBA Finals trophy was shooting guard Jamal Murray, who was red hot all postseason. He averaged 26 points and 7 assists on 47% shooting. And don't forget about the time he and Jokic became the first duo to have a 30-point triple-double in the same game, let alone in the finals. Especially after he went nuclear in the 2020 bubble playoffs, people are starting to take him seriously as one of the best shooting guards in the league. The dude always gets better in the best moments. And with all that universal respect, his rating was 84? How does that make any sense? Jamal was behind guys like Bradley Beal, a stat-padding shooting guard who hasn't even made the playoffs in ages. He had the same rating as young, unproven guys like Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, and Paolo Banchero. Suffice to say, he felt the disrespect. Jamal hopped on Twitter and wrote, "Ain't no way my rating that low. How is that possible?" The wise minds at 2K eventually changed his rating all the way up to 88. That's still lower than James Harden, who just no-showed in the second round closeout game. Jamal jumped back on Twitter, threw on a facepalm emoji, and he said, "Will you at least fix my jumper then?" An 83 mid-range rating for one of the deadliest mid-range guys in the league? Come on, 2K. Wemby sets a rookie record. While 84 is pretty low for a champ like Jamal, it's pretty high for a rookie, as in the highest a rookie has ever gotten. But Wemby didn't seem to care. He's got bigger goals this season. But at 84, he's in a small group of rookies who have cracked 80. Zion and John Wall both hit 81, while Lonzo Ball, Cade Cunningham, and Markelle Fultz all hit 80 on the dot. So not Luka, not AD, and no, not even LeBron. Wemby's out here making NBA history before even stepping on the court. Scoot Henderson, the number 3 pick who might end up being as good as Wemby, was pretty happy with his rating. 78, not bad for a rookie. That's still higher than veteran specialists like Alex Caruso, who's one of the best defenders in the league when he's healthy. The number 2 pick, Brandon Miller, didn't seem quite as happy. 78? That's great for a rookie, especially one who just no-showed in March Madness. Miller smiles for the camera, says that's not bad, but then he drops his head and you just know that he wanted to crack an 80. Miller at least appeared happy on camera, which is way more than some other players can say. Keep watching to see the craziest reaction to a 2K rating ever. It's hard for rookies to rank high, there are just so many unknowns. 2K rewards players who prove themselves, which is exactly what happened to one guy down in South Beach. Jimmy frickin' Butler ranks at number 7. After Jimmy Butler tore apart the East in last year's playoffs, including the 4th highest scoring game in playoff history, so he just got his highest rating ever at 33 years old. He's at 95, the same level as Luka and Jason Tatum. Now, just based on regular season performance, that's crazy. He wasn't an MVP candidate, and his team was an 8 seed, but playoff performance matters, right? Except, apparently, for the guy who outplayed him in the finals, Jamal Murray. And while positive recent performances matter, so do the negatives. Just wait until you see the current rating for Jimmy's least favorite teammates. Cat and Simmons keep on dropping. Karl Anthony Towns, who once upon a time was so lazy, he got Jimmy Butler to leave Minnesota forever, he keeps falling down the 2K ratings list. Yeah, he'll put up his stats, always hovering around 25 and 10 when he's healthy, but he does not help his team win. After being in the 90s for 3 years, followed by 2 seasons at 88 and 89, he's down to 86. He's 27, supposed to be in the prime of his career, and he's got the lowest score since he was a rookie. But that's not close to as bad as Ben Simmons, who has been plummeting in 2K ratings for years. Ben entered the league hyped up to be the next LeBron James. He debuted at 79 in 2K17, always hovering between 85 and 88 for 5 straight years, while being praised as one of the league's elite defensive guards. Now, he can't get out of his own way. He forced his way out of Philly in an embarrassing fashion. Now with Brooklyn, he's got one of the worst cases of the yips we've ever seen in the NBA, washed up at 27 years old. 2K announced Ben's rating this year, 76, the lowest of his career and lower than 3 rookies. It shouldn't be hard to be the highest rated Australian player, but he's tied for 3rd, the same rating as 35-year-old Joe Ingles. As you can imagine, Simmons didn't publicly comment on this rating, but you've gotta think he's not happy. Before we get to the craziest 2K reaction ever, check out some of the most overrated and underrated players this year. Who's too high, who's too low? James Harden is past his prime, chronically out of shape, and still choking in the playoffs. Now he's at war with Philly's GM. He's far from the 19th best player in the league, but that's exactly what his rating of 90 would suggest. Meanwhile, Kyrie Irving is still an electric offensive player, but shouldn't his toxicity keep him from cracking the top 20? He joined the Mavericks, who made the Western Finals the year before, and they missed the playoffs by a lot. Do you think he should be rated 91? LeBron James is still one of the scariest players in the league, but he just finished his 20th season, and he's got to pick and choose when to play hard. But he's still rated 96, tied for 2nd in the league with Giannis, Embiid, KD, and Steph. But De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, who just dragged the Kings to their first playoffs since 2006 with the best offense in the league, they can't crack the top 20? There's no way that Paul George, Trae Young, and Zion should be above either of them. And can anyone explain why Lauri Markkanen is only 86? He just burst onto the scene and almost took the Jazz to the playoffs, despite being a team that was built to tank. Who else do you think was rated wrong? Let us know in the comments. The craziest reaction to a 2K rating, but none of these guys' reactions can compare to Klay Thompson's last year. Klay might be the 2nd best shooter of all time, just behind his teammate, Steph Curry. Sure, he's a little past his prime, but last year he was given an 88 rating for 3-pointers. That was still tied for 2nd in the league, but it was 11 behind Steph, who sat at a perfect 99, and Klay was not happy. Put some respect on my name, you bums. Ronnie 2K, 2K's marketing director, hopped on ESPN to explain his rating, sort of blaming Steph for being so good. It makes 3-point shooting hard to rank, but Klay still was not satisfied. Y'all really interviewed this clown? I thought NBA on ESPN meant coverage of some of the best athletes in the world, not interviewing a promoter. Do better, ESPN. Ronnie then changed his Twitter profile pic to Klay's face, tweeting #rentfree. Draymond Green even hopped on to criticize Ronnie, but Ronnie proved to be the bigger man. He went to the Warriors arena with a poster saying, "Klay, you're a 100 in my book." Getting that upset about a video game rating? Pretty childish, right? Klay Thompson quickly realized that. He posted on Instagram, "I would like to apologize to Ronnie 2K. I was in my feelings about a fictitious rating, and I took out my anger on him with trolling in the comments. Cyberbullying is super lame and loser behavior, and for that, I am sorry, bro." Glad to see Klay grow up and stop taking the rating so seriously in the end. And by the way, this ends up with a happy ending for Klay. He became just the 3rd player in NBA history to hit 300 threes in a season, leading the league with 301 on a crazy 41%. Now, his three-point rating has jumped all the way up to 93. Do you think Klay was right to be so upset about a video game rating? Which players' ratings were way off? Let us know in the comments. And then watch one of these videos here. Listen to the Wrong Opinion, Useless NBA Trivia, and Garbage Rankings for more NBA content.